And
oh, look at you.
this is live already. So now just go in here to Instagram. It'll take a second to come up. There's actually open Wi-Fi here.
Wi-Fi, there we go.
It's open here. Yeah,
Which
any of
one?
those. Any of those.
Any of them? Okay.
Yeah.
Did it tell you? It says 4 connected.
Okay, I'm connected now.
Okay, so now that'll come up quickly. So just go to search.
Okay.
E
E
K
K
E
E
L L
L O
Y
Y
L
L.
C. There it is.
Oh,
This is every day.
This is incredible. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so that I can
You
remember.
have to share that, Karen.
And you're on Facebook as
No,
the same
just
person?
hold on now. What you do now is you just go down on the Instagram profile to the link there. Link tree, you see that link?
No.
It's right in the end of the
Linktree,
profile,
yeah.
And that'll open up everything, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm just going to subscribe.
Okay.
So that way, do I have to agree to all this? Okay.
No, I mean that's going to just notify you that there's a new video.
Oh,
for Sunrise.
I would love that.
Oh, how awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
So greetings to Georgia. Safe travels home.
Thank
Oh,
you so
thank you.
much.
Do you want to wave to everybody?
God bless you.
Are you prepared to? One second, hold on. We're not there yet.
Okay.
2 pilgrims from Georgia. What church you come from?
First Baptist Church of Newnan, Georgia.
First Baptist Church of Newnan, Georgia.
With Pastor Ken Hall.
And I'm trying to learn that accent.
Are you from Ireland?
Nobody's perfect.
And we are loving our time here.
Lovely. Now you check that out afterwards and you'll see there you got a nice shot there.
Thank you.
So this was a Baptist group that was here for the last 2 days, and I actually didn't have much contact with them because I was kept busy with many other things. And look what happened this morning. So I started a little bit late, and I missed the piece of sun that was there in that clear, bright spot. I did get a picture and send it to the WhatsApp group. And that raises another question. The WhatsApp group, at least in WhatsApp, a year or 2 years ago, had a maximum of 256 people, I think. I don't know what the reason was for that. But I noticed the other day that finally, after so long, our WhatsApp group has gone up to 276. And I'm just curious if everybody who does sign up gets their, not everybody needs to reply, but if a couple of people reply, if you still get the communications, because it would mean then that the limit is not 256, they must have lifted that limit. That's just a technical story, a technical detail. So when I was going out this morning, the 3 ducks who were fighting with the cats yesterday here, they were there and they made a lot of aggressive noise towards me, but I just went into the water and they took off and flew in a different direction. But they were pretty noisy and turbulent, but I was bigger than a cat, so they didn't come after me. And here we have this beautiful sky this morning, quite different, all the cloud. People, there's an extraordinary reading today in Ephesians, and one that leads us to a lot of pondering also on the gospel. But the Ephesians letter, I want to read it together with Mary Magdalene, or together with any of the other disciples. We're here at Magdalene, And I want to go to one particular line especially. We're in chapter 3 of Ephesians, and we're down about verse 14 and 15. In accord with the riches of his glory. Now, ponder that a little bit. In accord with the riches of his glory. And what I sense here with all the language in Ephesians is a struggle to do justice to reality, to find expressions that can articulate all that is being experienced in the depths of the soul. What did they experience at that time? What riches, what color, what depth, what heights. And this is the language then that Paul, that the letter to the Ephesians grasps to express the experience, the spiritual experience. So let's go on further. In accord with the riches of his glory. And we skip down a little bit, although every word there is so powerful and so rich. And let's go to the next lines further down. What is the breadth and the length and the height and the depth? To know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge. And people truly in love where that love is generous and self-giving and not an abuse of self-love, instrumentalizing the person. Sense some of those dimensions, because that love opens up to uncreated love, the source of all love. And just to ponder this, like the riches of his glory. What is the breadth and the length and the height and the depth? So that we may have the strength to comprehend, because we would be just blown away. Like people, you know, with the power of pain, it drives people into, it's not coma, it's unconsciousness, right? They're wiped out. So they're not capable of taking the pain. So the purpose of pain is actually just to alert us to danger and to intervene. So at some point, there's no need to have that pain. It's not serving any purpose anymore. The body has, the person has that mechanism to just disconnect from the pain, and we go unconscious. I'm not sure if that's a good medical explanation or not. One of our little critters is over here, and he just stopped in order not to be identified, but we already identified him. One of our little, what's the name of those guys again? Nutria. So he's right there in the dark. I see him very well, but he'll probably move soon. You can probably begin to see him now, just behind that, like that cubic object that's there. In the middle of the reeds there's a black spot, and that's where our friend is, looking at it there. You saw a little movement there. Oh, there, I got him. You're okay, buddy, we're not threatening you. Yeah, and that looks just like what these guys do, you know. They're in the, like if they're in the beaver family or the otter family, they have built this huge structure of reeds. I'm not sure what they're doing. Oh, there's another fellow above as well. Just hold on there, people. There, we got him. Let's go down to the other guy. He seems to be content. Since we're not moving much, he feels safe. So they really got their castle here. Their own little paradise. What is the breadth and the width and the height and the depth of the mystery of his glory, the riches of his glory? And to fall in love with that divine person, the Word made flesh, to discover that treasure. What a blessing for those who can find that treasure. And I mean, if you look at the character of Saul becoming Paul, we're talking about somebody incredibly realistic, somebody who was scourged 5 times, who was stoned and left dead a number of times, who was shipwrecked various times, who faced down King Agrippa and the governor Festus, who was in all kinds of difficulties, rejected and chased out of towns, embraced and appreciated. Somebody who really lived life to the full, to the core, who died at the edge of the sword in Rome. A man from here, well, originally from Tarsus, but who had been through here, who had been in Jerusalem, who studied under Gamaliel. And this is the language he's using. He's trying to squeeze the experience into the mold of words and try to do justice to the experience he has of Christ. It is extraordinary. What is the breadth and the length and the height and the depth of this mystery? And to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. If you enjoy words and texts, and if your soul is longing for depth and fulfillment, you know, also this kind of expression that is completely in sync with the life so lived. It's not just some imaginary reflection where pen runs freely but completely isolated from real life experience. But here we have somebody that's just completely gone through the grinding mill, in through the crushing, and that oil has come out of the olive, and that flour is put into the oven and baked through that heat. Here we have spiritual issue that just transcends our language. And language tries to grasp some of it. It's like you see a beautiful sunrise like now, and your image is okay. Like yesterday we had a wonderful group here from Ireland, a pilgrimage from County Meath, from the Diocese of Meath, County Westmeath, and some other counties as well. And you know, I got a picture to post, which I hope to still post, but I was expecting more from the picture, you know. The picture doesn't do justice to the reality that you see. So we can have a great appetite for the spiritual life. This is where it's really at. And the interesting thing is that experience forks into two different reactions. And if we go now to, let's take the Psalm first of all. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. And we see that in all of this life, in this sunrise, in this lake, in so many aspects of life. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. And yet, if we go on to the gospel, we will see that this mystery of Christ becomes the cause of great division. There are people who say yes and people who say no. Even in paradise, Cain can kill Abel. Well, paradise is already lost because of a turning from that richness of the Creator who provided such a paradise. And this extraordinary mystery of Christ then becomes a stumbling block, a point of contradiction, a sign of contradiction and rejection and division. And so people can turn against one another. over this. It's amazing, isn't it? How the human heart has its very big challenges to deal with rich mystery. Some trees flourish and others die. People, let's be nourished by these words of scripture and the gifts of nature. All these little chirping critters here. And see you later, alligators. God bless you. Let's just do this again today.